My name is Daniel Largana, and today I will be talking to you about autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder and autism are both general terms for a group of complex disorders of the brain development. These disorders are characterized in varying degrees by difficulty in social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, as well as repetitive behaviors. Some of the characteristics of children with autism would be hand flapping or weaving, limited eye contact, echolalia, stimming, having a routine, sensory issues, fixations, tantrums, meltdowns, and social isolation. Some examples of the visual cues that could be used for a child of autism on a lower end of the spectrum that has a difficulty with transition and schedules would be a printed out schedule. Down the middle there is a schedule that is listed. They take the Mayor Johnson symbol and they would move it to the work side when they are doing that job. Once they are done with that work session, they move it over to the finish, moving on to the next one, and so on throughout the whole day's schedule. This is a visual aid that the child can use. Also a visual aid that children with autism would use would be PEC symbols that are described by Mayor Johnson. The symbols are a visual as well as a description. This is a picture of a child of his chest with the word chest at the bottom, as well as his wrist. Others would be a description of an action. This has a picture of a child catching a ball with the word catch. There's another symbol with what to do. Put hands out, and the child puts his hands out. These PEC symbols could be used for children who have low communication. This is a symbol for a great job that the child would know means that they did a great job. Moving on to other visual aids would be PEC symbols that they could carry around with them. Running, touching home plate, playing baseball, ready position. These are ways that children with communication problems will be able to communicate with somebody who does not have a communication problem. Another visual aid that they could use would be matching symbols. These symbols would allow them to show, in this example, would show them what they want. So they want to play baseball, and these are the different items in baseball. Some communication devices that could be used would be a whiteboard, basic whiteboard that any child could pick up. They could use a marker to write down what they want. I want cookies, and they would write the word cookies. Also, a type of communication would be using the iPad or the iPod in order for them to communicate well with others. There are some apps that are used. Some of them are Bitsboard, Pogo boards, Talking Tiles. These apps allow the student to communicate without using their vocal cords. So an example real quick would be communication. They would just press on the board. Here's what the board would look like. And they would pick what they are looking for. Probably. And then it says it.
Stop it.
And then it would repeat it. When the child would be finished, they would click on the green person.
Probably. Stop it.
And this will allow the program to speak what they are trying to say. There are also symbols, like I stated before, the Mayor Johnson symbols. These are used on a PEC board, used with Velcro to communicate. So we went over some visual aids and communication. Some of the characteristics of children on the lower end of the spectrum would be walking on their tippy toes, limited eye contact, and echolalia. As well as on the higher end of the spectrum, there would be some social interaction problems as well as some communication problems. This is autism in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot.